What's going on, Gundam fans? JP here is back for another video. This time we're going to go ahead and do a deck profile of what I think is going to be strong for the TCG. We don't know anything about what new decks are going to be arising, but at least I want to show you what could be strong for the meta, or if there is a meta coming soon. Let's take a look.
Green Rush Deck Profile.
Now, as we take a look at here, we're going to go ahead with the green first and then get with the rest of the deck. I think specifically with this deck, it's going to be very strictly rush. And when I mean rush, it's going to take down all the shields as fast as possible without taking hardly any damage. This deck is going to be so very good, at least in my opinion, that we get ready for the next set. So, at least starting right now, we're going to go ahead and show you that 2 Wing Zero is necessary. I don't see any more than 4, but at least with 2, you're going to be able to get through basically a board wipe. So if there's a bunch of units that are on the field that are giving you trouble, you can at least wipe away 3 damage from everything, and that includes your own. So you want to be very strict on how much damage you're going to take and keep your units alive, or don't play anything at all, so that way that Wing Zero will just wipe away theirs. Once you have enough resources on your side of the field, you would be able to play any unit that you want, including pilots that you're ready to go. Once you pair them correctly, they can attack the first turn. So get ready for that when you wipe the board clean, at least with Wing Zero. It is a strong card, but I don't think it's necessary having 4, at least right now. Next, I have 2 Wing Gundam. 2 Wing Gundam, at least in this situation, is really strong as a Breach 5. Also, at the same time, when it attacks an enemy unit, it can attack while it's active. So you can get rid of blockers while attacking with Wing Zero in active zone. So it's really strict and it's really strong, especially paired with the right unit, Hito Yui. When Hito's piloted, it just gives it an extra attack and extra HP that's, wow, beyond belief. So at least it gets you ready to clear those problematic cards on the board. So I think 2 Wing Zero for now. I don't know just yet how I want to, move it around a little bit, but at least 2 for right now, I think is feasible. Next, we go with 4 Deathscythe. 4 Deathscythe is definitely the go-to, at least in first strike and getting resources. If you pilot it with dual Maxwell, of course, it's already going to get the first ability to attack, but the first strike is going straight through without them having to block for damage. They're going to take the damage first before blocking, and that's already really good. So think of it like in Magic terms, it's going to go right through before doing damage calculation. So it's really, really strong as dual Maxwell is paired with this unit. At the same time, like I said, resource build up. So you want to get your resources up here as fast as possible. You want to get them as quickly as you can, so that way you can build a force to go through their shields and win the game. Next, we have 4 Shenlong. And it's going to be the rare, at least in this situation. I think it's rare. Yeah. So when you're using this one, basically it's a Breach 4, and it has the ability to clear out a level 3 or lower blocker when you attack. So again, you're getting rid of those problematic cards even without Wing Zero being on the field. So Shenlong is very strong, and it's a Breach 4. You're going to go right through and destroy shields, destroy units, etc., getting ready for you to go. At the same time, if you pair it with the right unit, which is Wu Fei has an ability where you don't take damage. So it's really strong on Breach units. I almost said monsters, but units. When their Breach ability, they don't take damage. So you're going to hit something, let's say a 4 HP, and you have 4 HP. You're not going to take 4 HP because it says on a Breach card, you can't take damage. So it's really strong, I think. Next, you're going to have 4 Shenlong. So the other one, this one's just a Breach 3. Like I said, it's a generic Breach 3. But again, if you pilot Wu Fei, that HP ain't going nowhere. So you're just going to go straight through, hit the shield, and keep it going until they're basically depleted. So like I said, it's kind of a rush situation when you're playing this type of green. Green means go. I know it's corny, but yes, it's going to work, at least in the situation when you pair it right and you play it right throughout the entirety of your card game. And I can assure you that you can win more matches with this versus losing, especially if you get like a bad draw. You do at least get 1 mulligan, so hopefully you draw the right cards to get you started. Next, we got 3 Wing Gundam Bird Mode. Now, Bird Mode just gets you the strongest ability to get more resources out there if you don't have Deathscythe. So Deathscythe, Wing Zero, or Wing Gundam Bird Mode just keeps it going. Get your resources. It's basically a rush. That's all I gotta say. It's rush heavy, so you're gonna get ready. Next for the 4 pilots, or the 3 pilots that I play, you play 4 duo Maxwell. Now I haven't really strongly wanted to play 4 duo. I think 3 would do just fine, but 4 is still good because of the fact that you're able to not be reduced by anything. So if your opponent were to play a card that basically lowers your AP, you're not gonna work. So it's good to stop those effects, or at least with units that lower you, like Kira Yamato, it lowers you by 2 AP when it's attacking. These duo says, you're not gonna lower me, we're gonna go for real damage. So God of Death, basically. It's do or die out here for him. Next we have 4 Hito Yui. Now, like I said, he's the meat and potato of the deck because of the fact that the Wing Gundam and the Wing Zero just gets really super strong. He already just gives them a +2/+1, but if he's paired with the right unit, or linked with the right unit, I should say, he's going to get 2/1. So it's going to get another 1/1 on top of the 2/1 that it already has. This is very strong. So if you look at Wing Zero, and Wing Zero is already a 5/7, it's going to get 7/8. But at the same time, when it's linked, it's going to get 8/9. And that's strong. I think that's the strongest so far that I've seen, at least when it comes to this type of gameplay, that I've seen at least 8 AP and 9 HP. So it's not going anywhere for a while, unless you are able to knock it down. But again, it's high maneuver, prevents it from being blocked. So you're just going to go straight through. It's just going to ram right through. So Hito right now is strong in its own way, 100%. Next, we have, again, like I said, the MVP, Cheng Wufei. Now, Cheng Wufei is really strong as well because of the fact, like I mentioned, that if you pair it with Shenlong, you're not going to take damage. Whatever. So as long as you have Breach, it's just not going to take damage. You're not going to receive anything with 3 or less AP. So it's going to strictly get over those blockers that may have 3 AP. And you just be like, no, not gonna take damage. So it's strong already. It's not like it's a preventable strength, but it's strong enough to get through those minor units and those also pesky blockers that you always want to play against. So it's good already so far. And then we also go ahead with the 4 bases, at least in this situation. Catcher's Hideout, or the Underground Desert Base. The Underground Desert Base is the strongest unit right now in this card game because it has 6 HP. Now 6 being just right out the bat, you get 2 attacks from 3, or you just basically, you can't one-shot it unless you already have Wing Zero to one-shot it. So it's gonna take a while for this to go down, and I think this is perfect. It also has the ability to, when it's deployed, you get the 1 shield, and if it's a burst, you get to basically put it out there, destroy this card, or deploy it. I'm sorry, not destroy, deploy. So it's like, hey, there's a shield out there, boom. Or one of my units have already taken damage, I just go ahead and play another one. So it gets restored, basically. So this is a perfect generic card that I've seen so far, but it has the highest HP in this game. Who knows what other bases will come out with higher HP? We'll just have to wait and see. And then the last of the green, we have First Contact. Now, First Contact, I just want to keep it 2, basically, because First Contact is not as powerful as the Wing Gundam Bird mode. And the only reason I say that is because it's a 3 cost as well. So you want to go ahead and get its burst if it's in the shield, because you get the EX, and the EX just gives you that 1 extra that is just, you need it as a bonus, but you don't really want to go ahead and expend any extra resource. I mean, it's good to have, trust me, but you don't want to overextend in this deck to where it's not going to get you where you need to be, that magic number. So if you need to clear boards such as Wing Zero or Wing Gundam to get you ready, that's the things that we want to go ahead and look into in those senses. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and say that this is perfect for right now in the green section. Right now we'll go into the white section, at least in this deck right now. All right, guys, so this is the white section of this deck. So green, you can already tell that it's very rush heavy, and it also gets rid of those blockers. So it is definitely essential in a sense. Next, we go into the white phase, which is also pretty balanced, because a lot of people would like to play these. So I play Forza Ward. Now, Forza Ward is also a really good blocker in a sense, because it's just basically a 3-2. Now, it's a cost 2-2, which is excellent because it gives you a blocker right away. So if you're already going second, you get a blocker really early. So I think this is good, at least at a 4. Keep up with your appearances, because this deck does go through your units very fast. So you also want to be able to have protection. Now, wing 0 on the board wipes it away, unfortunately, but you get ready for the pre-game, which is this. So you get this early and you just stop their units from attacking. And if it gets too much, then you summon wing 0 and whiteboard, basically. So get ready. Next, in the sense, because this is a 3 cost but 2, but it's also a generic blocker, you play 4 Gundam Lafrite. Now, 4 of these is very essential as well, because like I said, it's a 2/4. So if you have wing 0 on the board, it's going to survive. So remember, all units take 3 damage. It's going to survive with just 1, and you still have a blocker on board to stop anything that's coming through if your opponent were to turn the game around in any sense. I don't know how, at least with wing 0 in my opinion, but wing 0 is just super strong in an essence. So I think that's what it means to get through in those generic plans. So I think that's right. Next, we play the 4 Overwhelming Affection. Now this is a really easy 1 cost that I believe that may get limited or banned, because I don't want Bandai to take it from us. I don't. It's a draw 2, discard 1, and you can get it really early. Like I said, if you go second, you get an easy draw 2 advantage. So think about that for a sec. It's been a long time in Yu-Gi-Oh! That Pot of Greed hasn't been around, and that's the reason why. But at the same time, this is very fast. It keeps up with the opponent as well. So if your opponent were to play it, it's kind of back and forth. So like I said, it's a very good generic card for a 1 cost versus the blue, which I think is a 3 cost for just a draw 2, no discard. But at least in this sense, I think this is excellent to keep it. And then the last card, 1 Archangel. Archangel just basically sets a blocker back as active. You don't need to play any more than that, just the 1. You already have the 4 bases in the green to take care of the situation. As far as defense is needed from your shield. But if you just need so, like I said, Archangel ain't too bad. You attack with a blocker, and then you can untap that blocker by tapping this. So it's pretty excellent. Like, I don't see any problem with this card at all. I just don't need to run it too many. That's it for the 50 cards. Like I said, it's 50 cards. It's very fun. It's very speedy. So I want to go ahead and give it a try. I played it against a few friends of mine, and it just, wow, just blows it out of the water. It just goes really fast when playing it right. So I definitely would suggest that you guys get your hands on these cards before the price goes up, because we do have a market that just simply goes up and down. Bandai right now just really doesn't know where it wants to sit with this set, because we don't have too many cards just yet, and it's very hard to pick up this product. So get ready for I think September has a new structure deck, and of course October will be the drop of the new latest box, which I don't know the name of it just yet, but that'll be our GD02. So get ready for that. We do have some minor tournaments I'm pretty sure that locals are running, so that way it gets you some of the product and some of the promos that come out, kind of just like what One Piece does in their set. So as much as Gundam is already out, I would extend this community. It is a really fun community for this game. Everybody is very friendly when it comes to this, very competitive too when they're building the deck that they're of their choice. And like I said, I'm just a big fan of Wing Zero, that I enjoy it, but I also have another deck to show off, so also stay tuned for that. If you like what you see here, please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff for what YouTube needs to offer. And at the same time, if you have any ideas or anything that I could put into the deck or take out, please leave it in the comments below. I love reading your guys' comments or any ideas. Just give me what you got. Like I said, I'm very, very appreciative of what Bandai and Namco was able to do. And I'm also appreciative of the community to also help me out, maybe play the game a little better, or maybe get better or become a champion one day. Who knows? But thank you guys. Take care.